Hey everybody, Dan Sfera, www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Today's video, we're just going to talk about the different kinds of clinical trials that are out there. It's going to be a quick video. We've done several of these in the past, but with all the interviews we've been doing lately, some people have gotten confused as to, well, exactly, what kind of clinical trials are there. So there's the phase 1 clinical trials, and those are what we consider to be the riskiest. Those involve healthy volunteers. So you cannot join that study unless you are perfectly healthy, and I mean in perfect shape. We've interviewed several people who've done phase 1 studies. Just do a quick search on our blog for phase 1. That's PHASE, and then 1, the number 1. Those studies, of course, pay the most. And there's really, we've tried to find, we've interviewed experts, we've asked the participants themselves, we've tried to find what benefits there are other than money for doing these type of studies. And I don't want to speak for everyone when I say this, but it seems like money is pretty much the only benefit for doing these, because the purpose of these studies is to test at what level of the drug do side effects start occurring, or nasty side effects, I should say, like nausea or increased headaches or increased dizziness. So they keep increasing the dose until they find that the person will actually experience some kind of side effect, and those then usually go down after the study. So for the most part, the first phase of the study is where they'll kind of introduce the drug and then keep increasing it, and then they'll just kind of wash off as the person's ready to leave the study. And this happens anywhere from over the course of a week to several weeks. And based on the length of time and things like that, the pay ranges anywhere from like $2,000 to $8,000. These are the riskiest. These are the phase 1 studies. You cannot join unless you're completely healthy and you have nothing wrong with you. You just need some cash, and some people do it for altruism, but for the most part, it's money. From the people we've interviewed, you can judge that for yourself. Then you got the phase 2 and 3 studies, which is what Don and I focus on in our day jobs at South Coast Clinical Trials, where we do clinical trials for people who are looking for maybe better treatments. Maybe they're not happy with their current treatments or the current medication that they're on for the various medical conditions, whether that be depression or diabetes or asthma or schizophrenia or anything like that. Anything where there is a valid medical condition, a legitimate medical condition, and if you do suffer from that medical condition, there are probably studies out there. There are probably lots of clinical trials out there for you to try. These ones, a little less risky. None of them are completely risk-free. But when you compare them to the phase 1 studies, these phase 2 and 3 studies really don't compare. At this point, they already know the toxicity level of the drug, so they're just checking to see whether it works. The only downside here is, well, there's several downsides. The study drug that you get might not work, or B, the study drug that you get may cause some side effects that you haven't experienced before on your other medication, or you can end up getting a placebo, which is a sugar pill. It's an inactive ingredient. So in that case, you're not getting any type of medication for your condition. Now we've done posts on the placebo, which is PLACEBO, and some people have ended up getting placebo, but have still done well in the clinical trial, and that's because they were getting excellent medical attention while they were in the study. So and especially in psychiatric clinical trials, that may actually play a big part, especially for things like depression or anxiety. The study participant may be getting a placebo for depression or a placebo for anxiety, but they may still be doing well because they're coming in the clinic every week, they're seeing the staff, they're building relationships with the staff, so it helps them, and it helps their condition. And then you get the post-marketing studies, which is basically they're trying to get the study drug, which has already been approved at this point in phase 4, so the phase 4 clinical trials. They're just trying to get people used to the idea of taking a new medication that's already out there on the market. So these are the different type of clinical trials that are out there. Like I said, phase 1 are the riskiest, but they pay the most. So people who join those type of studies usually do it for the money. And then phase 2 and 3 clinical trials is what we do, on a daily basis at South Coast Clinical Trials. And when you hear most people talking about clinical trials, or if you ever have a conversation with someone and they said, "Yeah, I participated in a clinical trial," chances are it was in a phase 2 or phase 3 study. Chances are they had some kind of medical condition and they were just seeking different treatments, alternative treatments to their medical condition, or they just want to give back. And in these phases, the pay is not really the motivating factor, although it does play a large part in someone's participation. It does keep them motivated to keep coming back for their study visits, but people don't really do it for the payment. They do it to try to find alternative treatments. They do it to give back. They do it to hopefully help other sufferers or future sufferers of their medical condition. And they do it just to oftentimes learn a little bit more about themselves and about how they react to different medications. So I hope this helps you. These are just basically a quick rundown of the different type of studies that are out there and what type of people tend to do what type of clinical trial. Hope this helps. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I look forward to hearing from all of you. Let me know what type of study you did and how your experience was and what phase was it and what was your motivating factor. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks a lot.